Good afternoon, everyone. I am Victor Nilo Repatacodo, and this afternoon I am going to talk about how we can create templates in Google Slides for our Jamboard activities. So basically, the concept of my training this afternoon is for us to come up with templates and then make use of those templates in order for us to encourage our students to collaborate in an online whiteboard. Okay, so I hope the people who are going to join us today can also share the link to their friends so that they will also be able to know what we are going to talk about this afternoon. And those who are going to watch this during replay, you can also do that. I encourage you also to go back to the video recording just in case the lesson or the training later or the demonstration later um, will be like very fast. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin our discussion. So let me first, by the way, introduce myself. I am Victor Nilo Repatacodo. You can add me on Facebook. That's my profile name. And my YouTube channel is 5 Minute Lessons by Victor. And I hope that you're going to consider in subscribing to my channel. So this afternoon, I actually uh, prepared a sample template in which I am going to demonstrate in putting that on Jamboard so that we can share the file to our students and we can let them work on the Jamboard activity. I am also going to share with you how I usually create templates in Google Slides. And by the way, if you have other applications that you feel like working on comfortably, then you can also use that. I heard that there are teachers who are very good in, or I know some teachers who are very good in using Canva, or maybe you have Microsoft PowerPoint. You can also make use of the template there. But in my demonstration today, I am going to use Google Slides. So let's continue. Um, if we are going to differentiate the Google Slides and Google Jamboard, basically Google Slides is used to create engaging online presentations for our lessons. So let's say we are conducting classes already, so we can make use of Google Slides for us to have visual aids. And then for our Google Jamboard, this is actually an application that we can use to encourage our students to collaborate in an online whiteboard. So during our face-to-face classes, we have physical whiteboard in front of our class. But since right now we are having our alternative method in order to continue the education, which is the online classes. So I think it's also better to make use of tools in which students can still input their ideas because sometimes students, I feel like, based on my experience, they are not comfortable in turning on their cameras and then unmuting their mic. So if you have those types of students, then I think the training this afternoon will hopefully help you. So as I was saying, Google Slides, this is something that we can use for presentations of our lessons. And Google Jamboard, mainly we are using this to encourage our students to collaborate and share their ideas. So here's actually an example of template that I created using Google Slides. So as you can see, I came up with an idea of um, having a game in which that game is still an educational one. So I asked my students to play as a detective. So they are going to act the role of becoming a detective. So here I have texts that are going to become their guide in answering the activity. So as you can see here, we have detected photo. And then on the right side, it is pointing to this box. This is going to be the place where I am going to put a picture, and then the students are going to analyze that picture. And then at the bottom, as you can see, there are questions that are going to help our students in analyzing the picture. And these are like scaffolding activity in which these questions will build up to the lesson that you are trying for them to know on that particular meeting. So, for example, in my lesson, which I conducted just recently, so it's about technologies. So I created this template and put the picture that shows or depicts technology, and then I place that here, and then I asked my students these questions. So since I have students who are not yet comfortable in turning on their unmuting their mic and showing their video preview during our class, so I decided to come up with this kind of activity. So the first question is what? So based on the picture, they are to put what's the name of the technology and its purpose. So as if they are being guided, if they have a template where they are going to put their information. So here there's another question, which is where. This is where they're going to write as the instruction says. So write two places where it is used, and then there is a question why. Let's say, for example, share why it's important nowadays. So using this template, the students will be guided on how they are going to answer the activity. So let me give you some examples of outputs of my students. So here, this is from one group. As you can see on the right side, there is like American Airlines devices there. And then I asked my students to come up with answers to these questions based on how they analyze the picture. So according to my students, that is a self-check-in kiosk, and they have included also answers on what its purpose. And then for the where, they put answers here. They said it can be found in airline, and then I think they are referring to airports there. So that's also another answer. And then for the why, as you can see here, they were able to come up with answers also on that question. So though this is a very simple activity, I feel like the students were engaged during the particular meeting. So they were not just sitting in front of their computer and just waiting for me to give all the information. So they also provided information, though there's no microphone turned on, but though their microphone were unmuted and their video preview during the class were turned off, but still they were able to come up with these answers. So with that, we can say, or I can say that during my class, I was able to achieve the goal, which is for them to learn and maybe infer from the picture that they have seen on their activity. So here's another picture that I asked them to analyze, and they were able to come up with these answers. So this is the name, and this is the purpose of that particular technology. They were also able to come up with where it can be found and why is it important these days. So here's another picture, and they were also able to come up with these answers. Another one, and these are the answers of this particular group. And another one, uh, and they were able to come up with these answers too. So basically, I think for this afternoon, I am going to share first how I created the template and how I in Google Slides and how I placed that in Google Jamboard and how we implemented the activity. So let's go ahead and create the template. So that's the first part. I am going to create a new tab, and then I'll type in slides.google.com. So you can also go to slides.google.com using the Google Apps Launcher. But right now, let me use the slides.google.com. I can see that we already have participants, and we are not only limited to National Capital Region. I can see other participants who are coming from outside the NCR. So thank you very much for joining me this afternoon, and I hope that I will be able to share with you some of the things that I do in my classes using the tools that we have learned in other webinars. So I actually believe that learning the technology is very important. Learning the different tools is very important, but we also have to know how we can make use of them in order for our students to be guided in learning. So let's go ahead and make use of our Google Slides. So I already went to slides.google.com, and then I am going to create a blank new slide. So I'll click this one. So here's the presentation, which is a blank one. Um, I am going to remove the themes sidebar, and then I am also going to remove these placeholders. So I just basically highlighted them, and then I'll press the backspace or delete on my keyboard. And then I will increase its size so that I have a wider view of the slide. So this is going to be the slide which I am going to download later, um, and then make it as a picture so that I can put it in our Jamboard. So this is how we are going to do it. Let's say, for example, this is the one I would like to achieve. So remember, this is the template that I created. So I would like to redo this one. Okay, so how do I do that? First, I'll make use of the shape, and then I'll use the rounded rectangle. And then that will serve as the place where I'm going to put the title, which is Let's Play Detective. So I'm going to change its color to, let's say, color black. And then I am going to click the Insert tab. Oh, by the way, I forgot. Let's first put title. So let's say for this one, I'll type in template. Okay. And then I'll go back to the Insert tab, and then I'll insert word art. Okay. But you can also use text box, but I prefer word art so that I can change easily its color. So I'll click word art, and then I'll type in let's play, and I'll click and or I'll hit enter, and then right now the let's play word art is already there. So I can put that on top of the rounded rectangle, and I can also change its font. I am going to choose uh, this one. Okay, so Pacifico font. So I'll just put it there. And then I can also change its color. Let's say this one. So I already have one word art, which is let's play. I am also going to add another one. So that's insert. Then I'll select word art. And then here I am going to enter detective. So I am trying to make it interesting for students, so that they are going to also find it fun in doing the activity. So let's play detective, and then here I can change the font also. Let's say this one. Okay, so I can adjust its size by going to the handle and then dragging it to make it smaller. I can also change its color, let's say color yellow. So now I have these two word art. So if I would like the let's play to appear in front of the word detective, I just simply click that and right click, order, then bring to front. So there, I already have the title, which is Let's Play Detective. So the next one that I would like to do is to put, let's say, a picture of a magnifying glass. So in Google Slides, we already have or we can go directly to the insert tab and then select image, and then here search the web so that we can search the pictures in Google search engine. Okay, so we just simply click that so that we don't go outside of Google Slides anymore. And here I'll type in transparent magnifying glass. I chose I included the keyword um, transparent magnifying glass, the word transparent, so that the background of the picture is going to be transparent and the picture will blend with your background that you're going to put later. Okay, so for example, this one is the one I like. I'll just simply click that. And then here at the bottom, we have insert. So I'll click that. And then it's big, so I can just adjust its size by going to the handle and then resizing it. So let's say I'll put it there. Okay, and then I am going to add a shape. So let's say this one is a rectangle, and then here, this is the shape which has the word detected photo. Because remember here, you have detected photo, which will guide the student to the box where you're going to put the picture and that they are going to analyze. So what I'm going to do is I'll just change the color of the rectangle. So I'll just select, let's say, color black again. And then I am going to double click that. Right now, it doesn't show the text because it's color black. So you can change the font color to white. And then as you can see, the cursor turns to color white. So here I am going to type in detective or detected photo. And then you can also change its font. Let's say the one I like is, uh, I think Impact is good. And then uh, I'll just increase its size. I'll use the plus symbol here. There you go. And then I am going to put it to center. So like that. So I already have the square or the rectangle that contains the words detected photo. And then I am going to put an arrow. So basically we can find that here in insert tab. Um, and then I'll go to shape and then you can see there the arrow. So I'll select this right arrow and then I am going to point it somewhere there so that the students will be guided that they are going to analyze the particular photo uh, where this arrow is pointed. So I am going to insert another shape. So earlier I went to insert tab to go to the shape option, but you also have that in the toolbar. So I just simply clicked the shape here and then selected shapes. And then here I am going to select rectangle. So I am going to draw the rectangle there. And as you can see, it's color black. It's filled with color black. So to remove that color, which is black, we can change it by going to the fill color again and selecting the white. And then what I would like to do is increase the size or the weight of the border. And let me change the border color to black also. And then for the border weight, let us emphasize that, make it 4 pixels. There. So right now I have the place where we are going to put the picture that the students will analyze. Okay. Next, I am going to add another square here. Actually, if you don't want to go to the shapes anymore, you can just simply click similar object. So let's say, for example, here, the detected photo. Since it's a square or a rectangle, so we can just click that. And then on your keyboard, you can just press Control D, Delta, Control D. So I'll click Control D, and as you can see, it was duplicated. Okay. Now I have a duplicated detected photo square or rectangle. So I'll just change that to what? And then we can change its size like that. And then the answers of the students will be placed here at the bottom. That's why we are going to just make use of the square or rectangle that we created earlier. I am going to just press Control D on my keyboard. Again, duplicate is the result if you press Control D on your keyboard. So you can just adjust its size so that your students will have a wider space for them to put their answers. And if you would like them to be guided on what they are supposed to put here, you can, of course, put instruction. So I am going to add a text box. So I'll just simply click that. And then here, I am going to draw a text box. And then let's say here, let's say to our student that they have to record the, let's say, technology in the picture and its purpose. Okay? So that they are given an instruction that in this box they are to put the name of the technology and the purpose. Let us make it more specific. Record the name of the technology and its purpose. Something like that. So once you are done, you can proceed on the next questions. So remember, the one that we are trying to copy is this one. Sorry, this one. So we are done with the detected photo, this arrow, that rectangle, and this one, and that picture. So the next one is the where and why. So let's go ahead and do that. To make it easier, let's just duplicate the text here, or the square rectangle, that shape, and then here let's just move it there, and then I'll remember the duplicate keyboard shortcut is Control D. And then here, I'll type in where. So that means what they are going to answer um, is a place. Okay, so I am going to duplicate this square or rectangle, and then I am going to resize it. So something like that. So I think that's enough size for them to put their answer. And then here on the side, we can go ahead and put instructions. So again, I pressed Control D on the similar object. So here, let's say I would like to tell them that they have to write two places where to see the technology. So something like that. And then we can just adjust so that we have ample space for the last question. And then you can adjust also its location. So now we have the two questions, and then I am just going to put the third question here, which is why. So I'll just simply click that same object, and then on my keyboard, again, I will press Control D for duplicate. So now it's duplicated. I am going to put here, let's say, why. And we can also adjust the size of the shape. And then here for the text box, since I need text box for the instruction, I'll just simply press Control D, and then on the right side I'll put that text box, and then I just change the instruction, which is why is it important. So something like that. And then here I am going to press Control D again after I selected this square object. And then I am going to put it there so that the students will know that they have to put their answers on that side. Then I can just adjust the size. Now we were able to create like the skeleton of our template. So if you would like to make it more attractive so that the students um, will be more encouraged to work on their activity, we can actually put more pictures. So let's say, for example, we want to put um, camera. Okay, so I'll click insert, and then I'll select image, and then search the web. So here you see I entered earlier transparent magnifying glass, and the reason why I would like to have transparent pictures, transparent background of pictures, is because I would like that picture to blend with my background, which I'm going to put later. So here, let's say camera. Let's say I like this one. I'll click that, and then I just simply press insert button. And then let's say here I am going to put it on this position. So something like that. So the expectation is your picture is going to be placed here. So if you would like to make it more attractive, we can go ahead and add more pictures. So let's say this time I would like to have washi tapes. Okay, so I have here several examples, several pictures that we can select. Let's say this one is the one I like. So if you notice, I double pressed or I double click my mouse. That's why it automatically placed on the slide. But you can also just click it and press the insert button at the bottom. So as you can see, there are four washi tapes here. If you would like to just have one of these four, what you can do is double click that image, and then you will see this black handles, which serves as your guide for cropping the image. So let's just crop it. I am going to adjust its size, or I'm just going to crop the picture. So let's say this color blue is the one I like, and then I'll just simply drag that to the left and drag this to there. And then once done, you click and or press enter on your keyboard, and then using the handle on the side, you can just simply change its size, somewhat like that. And then here, let's say I would like to put that washi tape there. We can use this handle at the top to change its orientation, so something like that. And then we can also press Control D on our keyboard so that we can put also washi tape here and another washi tape there, and also on the last one, something like that. So now I think I'm okay with my template. What I'm going to do next is I'll put a background picture or background image. So to do that, you just have to click somewhere that is not an object on the slide. So for example, this one, it's a space. So I'll click that, and then at the top, you will see the background. So just simply click the change background button, and you will be able to see this pop up. So here, I'll click choose image button, and then I have an option to upload picture from my computer, but I don't have background picture on my computer. That's why I am going to search from Google. And then let's say the background that I would like to put is a texture background. Okay, and then I'll just simply click that or hit enter on my keyboard, and you will be able to see a lot of options. So for example, what I like is this one, a light color brown picture. So once done selecting, you will see the insert button at the bottom. So I'll just simply click that, and then you will notice that the background is now on your template. So right now, we were able to come up with a template that our students are going to use, and for them to be guided on how they are going to do the activity. So I think we're okay with the template. The next thing that we are going to do is to download the template. So to do that, we just simply go to the File tab, and then here you will be able to see download, and then you have several options. What is important for us here is to download it as a picture. So we have two options, either JPEG or PNG. So I am going to choose JPEG. So I'll just simply click that, and then you will notice that the file has been downloaded as an image. Okay. So let's go ahead and make use of that image as our background or our template for the Jamboard file where our students are going to use to put their ideas. So how are we going to open Jamboard and put that picture? We just have to go to another tab, and then we are going to type in jamboard.google.com. Again, that's jamboard.google.com. Or you can also make use of your Google Apps launcher to find the Jamboard. But for me, I am going to use jamboard.google.com. Okay, next, here is an example. Here is the landing page for Jamboard. So what I'm going to do is just uh, press this plus icon at the bottom, which serves as our new jam button. So when we click this, the expectation is we are going to create a jam because it is going to load a brand new jam with one frame. Okay, so I am going to click that. And right now, I have a blank Jamboard. Okay, it has one frame. So if in Google Slides, the the working area is called a slide. In Jamboard, the working area is called as frame. So for example, this one, this is a frame. Okay. What we would like to do here is put the template here so that our students will be guided on how they are going to work on the activity. So the good thing also about making use of Jamboard is you have very few you have few tools that you can use, but I think those few tools are the ones that are important in order for us to gather information from our students. So these objects are the typical objects that we or we use inside our classroom, in our physical classroom. So let's say sticky notes. So let's say we ask our students to come up with an idea and put it on the physical board using a sticky note. Okay. We also have pen. So as you can see here, we have pen, we have eraser, we have the select tool to select an object, we have sticky note, we have a way on how to add picture. We also have different objects. You have circle or different shapes. You have square, triangle, and others. And then here we also have text box, and then we also have the laser. Okay. Now you might wonder, why did we not just use Jamboard to create our template? The reason behind is if we are going to use the shapes here, let's say for this one, I'll choose, let's say, the square. Let's say we put that there. Our students might have the impression that they are allowed to move that, okay? Because in the very first place, it's an object that you can move, okay? So what we are trying to achieve is to make a static background in which the students will not be able to drag or move that. Okay, that's why at first we created the template in Google Slides. So right now I am ready to put the template that we created in Google Slides here in our Jamboard. So to do that, you see at the top there is set background. But before we use that, let's first rename this. So here, let's say activity number one. So something like that. And then I'll click OK. And then here you have the set background tool or button at the top. You just simply click that. And then you have options that you can select as background. So let's say this color right there. But what we need is this add image. So I'll just simply click that. And then I am going to find the picture that we downloaded earlier. Actually, that picture is still here. So what you can do is just simply click and drag that there. But if you don't find it here anymore, that's okay. You can just browse your computer and then find the picture. So let's say it's this one, the one that we downloaded. And you are going to notice that the image is now the background of your frame. So if I am the student, I will not be able to change or I will not be able to move the objects there. So there, I am trying to use my mouse in dragging all the objects, but I am unable to do that. Why? Because that is already our template, which is our background. Okay, so the students are just going to put answers here based on the instruction. So using this, it will serve as a guide so that they can put their answers. Now, I am going to share with you how I made use of this in my class. So remember, I have here a picture uh, that must be placed. Okay, right now it doesn't have picture yet. So what I would like to do is put a picture here so that the students will be able to analyze that. So that object is the one that is the one that I'm going to add here in Jamboard. So to add an image, I just simply go to this add image tool, click, and then here I can upload. I can also search from other places. So what I'm going to do is upload a picture that I already downloaded from Google earlier. So I am going to just simply click the browse button here. You might not see the window that appeared, but this is just me going to my desktop and then selecting a picture. So for example, I am going to select this picture and then it will be uploaded. And then as you can see, it's now attached in our Jamboard. This one is movable. Okay, the reason behind is maybe the students don't easily get the picture, and they might want to adjust its size so that it will be more visible. So right now, as you can see, there's a handle here. So if this is being used by students, then they have the ability to change its size. They can resize it. However, they cannot move other objects there. So they are just like limited in putting answers on the template. Okay, which I would like in this particular activity. So this is like their scaffolding activity. This is like a guided activity. What I would like them to do is just basically answer the what, where, and why. So that's basically how we are putting the template to our Jamboard to serve as an interactive um, activity. Okay. Now, let's say I have 5 groups. Okay. How am I going to duplicate this particular template or this particular frame? So at the top, you will see there the drop down arrow. You just simply click that. And right now, we only have one frame. So what we are going to do is press this more options button or the 3 dots, and then you will see duplicate. And I'll just simply click duplicate. So there, I now have a duplicated frame. Okay. Now, to move from one frame to another, you can make use of this previous frame and then next frame. So right now, I have similar pictures on both frames. So what I'm going to do is just remove the second one because I would like to put another picture. So let's say this is for group 1, this picture, and this is for group 2. So for group 2, let's say I'll click add image, and then I am going to this time search in Google. Okay, and then let's say what I would like to use or to search is kiosk. Let's find airport kiosk. So let's say this one is, I think, uh, or no, I think this one can be used. So I'll click insert. And then this is the photo that my students is going to analyze. And then they are going to answer the what, where, and why. So if I am the student, what I'm going to do is, let's say I would like to record the name of technology and its purpose. So I can just either use sticky note or text box. So if I am the student and I would like to use sticky note, I'll just simply click that. And then here, the sticky note appeared and the student will just type in, let's say, check in kiosk and then save. So the sticky note is now there and they can put it or drag it to the correct location. Let's say the student would like also to use the text box to explain or to share what is its purpose. So let's say I am the student again. I'll click the text box and then type in here. Um, it is used for passengers to check in while at the airport. So something like that. So let's say that's the answer of the student or of the students. So now you have the name and then its purpose. So here, we were able to get an idea from our students even without them unmuting their mic or showing their camera. Okay, so um, there. So that's an example of how we can make use of templates created from our Google Slides and use those templates to make an interactive activity in our Jamboard. Okay, so I am going to show you a video of how my students made use of this because I think I just made use of this activity last Wednesday. So I am going to play here a video of how they actually made use of this. So remember, we can make use of this activity as a group activity. So here, what I did is I divided the class into 5 groups. So I have group number 1, and these this is the instruction. So I said that the next 2 frames will be used by group 1. So I am going to show you what are the things that are belong to group 1. So there, and these are belong to group 2. These two belong to group 4, and those two belong to group 5. So they are actually making use of the tools that we have in Jamboard so that they can answer uh, the different questions. And then here, that picture is being analyzed by those students. And then we also have here an example. So this is now the activity in action. So I just gave them the link of the file, and then they made use of the file to create or to answer the activity. So there. So these are on the part of the student also. I felt like they are guided, and then I felt like uh, they know the things to do because the template helps them to work on the activity because it has the instruction, and the Jamboard itself is not hard to understand or to use. Okay. So there. So basically, that's what I would like to share this afternoon. So before I end, I would like to share how am I going to share this to my students. So let's say I am done with my template. Let me remove my sample answers. I am done with my templates, and I am done putting images here for my students to answer. So what I can do is share the file. And to make it happen, I just simply click the share button at the top, and then here at the bottom, you have the get link area. So what you can do is click the change to anyone with a link. But of course, if you know the email addresses of your students, and if you would like to type in or to type them one by one, you can make use of this share with people in groups area. But for me, I prefer making use of the change to anyone with a link, and then anyone with a link. But of course, if you are using your school account, it's better because only those students who belong to your or who have accounts in your school will be able to use the Jamboard. Okay, so right now I'm using my personal account. That's why it doesn't show here the name of my school or the domain. So I am just going to use anyone with a link, and we have to make sure for students to edit the the frame. We have to make sure that it is or they have an editor access. So once they have an editor access, then they will be able to put answers on the frame. What you need to do next is copy the link and then share it with them. Um, so there, that's basically it. And then one more thing, if I would like, or if the students are done working on the activity, what I strongly suggest is to click the share button again. And then here you click the change button, and then from editor change it to viewer so that it will not be changed anymore, and then they will not accidentally delete any contents of the frame. So let's make them or let's give them viewer access. Now here's a bonus tip of what you can actually do in order for this to be implemented properly. I think based on my experience, it's also better to give the instruction during the synchronous meeting. Let's say, for example, in our school, we are using Google Meet. So let's say the students are here in Google Meet. So I give my instructions there, and then to easily divide the class into several groups, what you can do is take advantage of the breakout rooms. So you just simply click the activity symbol, and you will be able to see an option which is called breakout rooms. So here, let's say you have 30 students. So you can click set up breakout rooms, the pencil icon there. And then let's say there are 30 and you would like to divide them evenly. So let's say each group will have 6 members. because you would like to create 5 rooms. And you can also change the timer. Let's say you just want them to do the activity for 30 minutes, then you click OK. Then after that, you will be able to see there the names of the students that belong to group 1, which is breakout 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, and then group 5. And then once you are ready, once you are done giving instructions, you can go ahead and click open rooms. So when you click the open rooms, you will see there that there is a breakout room in session, and then it will end in 30 minutes. So the students will go to their respective rooms and you can just visit them to check what's their progress. So that's a bonus tip on how we can implement the or execute properly the interactive activity. So that we created the template in Google Slides and that we placed in Google Jamboard. So let me go ahead and check if there are questions. So I can see here that we have someone from NYC. Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. Thank you from Tanay, from Sorsogon, from Pangasinan. Thank you very much. And I appreciate your input or your feedback, sir. I totally agree because like what I mentioned earlier, it's important that we know the technology or the tools, but it's also equally important that we make use of them in a way that our students will be involved. Okay, that's why I came up with this idea of creating a discussion on how we can make use of the Jamboard and Google Slides, and also the Google Meet that I demonstrated earlier. So if you have questions, you can actually put that there in the live chat. So if you are watching in a replay, you can also write your question in the comments area of the video. Okay. Thank you very much. I can see all your I can see all your comments regarding the interactive activities. I am actually creating a lot of them for my students. I am actually a college instructor. And, in order for my students to be convinced to participate, I make sure that during our online classes, I have activities prepared so that similar to the one that I demonstrated earlier, so that they are involved in the class. Okay. Um, Let me just give you here a way on how you can put the email address, because I am also going to share certificate of attendance for this afternoon. So I would like you to please answer um, this form, which you can go to by going to bit.ly/ATT for cert. Okay, again, that's at for cert. So I am going to give you a certificate of attendance. But I hope that you are not just here for the certificate. I know that you are here because, like me, I would also like to learn in creating more activities for our students, um, more engaging activities, and more meaningful activities. Okay, so thank you very much again for joining me this afternoon. Hopefully, I will see you again next time. And please watch out for the next webinars in line in my YouTube channel, which is 5-Minute Lessons by Victor. That's all for this afternoon again. Thank you very much. Bye bye.